Hey guys, it's host Adi and welcome back to Comic Space, and today we have a major Fantastic Four First Steps update. And as we know that Franklin Richards and Valerie Richards are going to be part of the upcoming adaptation of the Fantastic Four, and it is going to be insane with Galactus and Shia LaBeouf version of Silver Surfer also been involved in the film. So Fantastic Four First Steps is going to have a lot of things going for it, and of course in major setup for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars moving forward. But today we have a major update about Franklin Richards' role, especially in the Fantastic Four film moving forward to set up Avengers Secret Wars, and of course when we officially head into the Mutant Saga. I'm going to issue a lighter spoiler alert of what is going to happen with the Fantastic Four story. We still gotta have to sit and watch if it actually turns out to be true, which again a lot of the things coming off the rumor mill, we still have to wait and watch and how it is actually going to be turning out. So given that, our today's update is coming from My Time to Shine Hello, one of the sources that we like to cover frequently on the channel and also like to give a lot more reverence towards. So again, as I went on to state, when Galactus shows up in the movie, he asks for Franklin Richards, and if Fantastic Four doesn't, he's going to destroy Earth. So that is going to be pretty much his simple bargain. But again, I will still say we still gotta wait and watch if it actually turns out to be true, and if it does, how major the implication of it is going to be. Because again, given the caliber of Franklin's power from the comics, especially given the fact in the recent run of Secret Wars he even went on to reconstruct the whole multiverse after the whole Battleverse situation where the multiverse was lay in ruins, which again in the comics Franklin also went on to become in version of Galactus, which is again was a very much older version of Franklin. So again, one of the major things also coming off that Mouse Studios have started casting for Franklin. So as the update coming from Daniel RPK, which again if you haven't following our channel, we like to give a lot more reverence to Daniel RPK, which he also having quite an impeccable track record as well. As I have stated that Franklin is going to be 4 years old in the upcoming Fantastic Four, and he's going to be a teenager when we get to Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. So there is going to be a major time jump or a major difference between the Fantastic Four film and Avengers Doomsday. So the events of Avengers Doomsday is not going to be taking place right after the Fantastic Four first year, which was my thought process for a very long time, that we were just going to have all of these projects coming out in a row. Fantastic Four happens, whatever happens in the Fantastic Four first steps, we straight go to Doomsday and we straight go to Spider-Man 4, which is again just makes in quite an interesting situation in terms of continuity, because it is going to be coming out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then we jump into Secret Wars. So again, as it looks like the Fantastic Four first steps film that we all have been thinking. So even right now there's a lot of thinking going on that at the end of that film, the universe that the Fantastic Four film is going to be set in is going to be ending up destroyed by Galactus. And again, given the fact it does take place in an alternate timeline, and then the Fantastic Four have to jump towards rescue, which again can lead up to them coming into 616 continuity or leading up to them directly getting into the chaos of Doomsday, which again it doesn't seem to be the case, because the universe might not get destroyed, but it will be one of those set pieces that Marvel Studios have been able to plant it throughout the Multiverse saga with what we have seen with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And even at the end of the film, the one of the major incursion occurred with our 616 continuity, with Strange and Clea just vanishing into the dark dimension, and we haven't heard a lot about it of what is going to happen on that side of the universe, even though a major incursion already has been set up. And another very crucial setup has been with the X-Men universe that Monica Rambeau is stuck in, which I don't believe it is the same universe as Deadpool and Wolverine. It is a completely different thing, which is the Fox X-Men universe, which again in that universe the timelines are very messy and it is very hard to explain, which again there's a whole thing about the whole Deadpool and the X-Men timeline, which again has been gone through a lot of reboots and a lot of contradiction. But again, given all of that, that is a completely different thing as it sits. So we do have a lot of these things planted with, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, which also caused a rift in the whole multiverse, of course the Loki series. So until now Marvel Studios has been doing setup, and again with Fantastic Four first steps, and again we are just going to head one more step towards that, the whole multiverse just going into chaos, which again it is also going to be quite an interesting situation, because we are going to have a major film coming out in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and that is Spider-Man 4. So it might not seem like at the end of Doomsday the battle world is completely formed and the 616 continuity is not lay in ruins, And coming back to Franklin, he is going to be such a major character because obviously given the caliber of him from the comics, and he's one of the biggest superpowered mutants that we have in the Marvel comics, it doesn't seems like I wouldn't count on that Marvel Studios is going to go on that storyline right away, like focusing on the character and just trying to build that character up, and then obviously having it paid off after quite some time leading up to the mutant saga, which is where Franklin actually takes over and he gets to his full extent of powers, because obviously Franklin can reconstruct realities, and it does lines up with where we are in the multiverse saga right now. So again, it is going to be quite fun with what Marvel Studios is planning to do with the Fantastic Four First Steps, which might be getting retitled again with Fantastic Four The First Contact, which is again another rumor to be go on, but it is going to be fun with what Marvel Studios plans when we hit the official clock towards Avengers Doomsday. So again, I think it is time for me to see you guys off on this one. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks to listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.